Hello there, everyone. My name is Waba, and what you're about to watch is Mental Health Monday. It's a podcast that I do every single week live on Twitch, link in the description below. We talk with 1 to 2 guests, sometimes 3, on a topic of the month, and purely I'm just asking them about their experience with this topic. Either they have personally gone through this or they have dealt with it in some manner in a personal way. The purpose of these talks is to bring education to others and to bring awareness to these issues, and that mental health is real, mental health matters, it's okay to not be okay, and more to the point, it's okay to talk about it, and it's okay to reach out for help. There's a lot that goes into Mental Health Monday. It's very intentional, and we have a bit of a check-in usually before the talks. In addition, I myself am trained as a mental health counselor. I have a master's in mental health counseling. Now, I never, ever, ever will claim that I am anyone's therapist online. I'm a mental health advocate, and I will share resources to the day I die. But as far as help goes, I highly encourage anyone out there to seek your own help. I have resources both on my Twitch page, but also in my Discord under resources, and highly encourage anyone to seek professional help if you are struggling with something that the people on my podcast are talking about with their experiences. In addition, they're raw, uncut, and unscripted. I usually have a few questions to kind of structure it a little bit, but we might go off the rails sometimes, have some casual conversations. Other questions might be asked, delving into details. All things considered, I put a content warning out there at the beginning of my talks usually, right before we jump into them. And it's just to say, hey, show some respect, towards the guests and their stories, first of all, obviously. But more importantly, if a topic comes up that might be potentially triggering, feel free to click off the video, feel free, to click off the stream, during the stream, or mute the tab, whatever, come back when you feel comfortable. I don't wish to trigger anyone, but I want these talks to be as unrestricted as possible so that folks can tell their story in their best words. Your discretion is advised, depending on the nature of the subject. So with that out of the way, I just want to welcome you into this video. Feel free to skip ahead as well. I'll put a timestamp in the description. And with that, enjoy Mental Health Monday and welcome into the Waba fam, your mental health talk place and queer safe space. Take care.
Oh, I see.
We did the thing. Oh wow, you're so low.
Hi.
Hello, goodbye. Are you low? Oh yeah, the Discord has a new thing where you can do a background thing. All right.
Yeah, I forgot I have to mute you. Oh god.
Hello. Oh no, you have to mute me? Yeah, mute the tab.
Yeah, okay, hi.
Hi, you have a cat.
I do have a cat. We have 2 cats. My baby boy just wanted to come say hi at the same time.
What cat is that?
What do you mean? What, which of
Which
my
cat?
cats?
Sorry,
What
yeah.
kind of cat? Oh no, this is T. T.
Hello, T.
Hello, T.
Baby.
Yeah.
Oh, the teethies.
Yeah, his teeth are like too big for his mouth. It's so cute.
Aww.
They're gonna be a year old in March. T the cat, yeah. What a good boy. He might not stay as long or act as well as Waba's cat, but
Okay, I didn't realize my cat cam was on, so now it's gonna be a mustache cam. You're welcome.
Lamau, that's hilarious.
Joking.
Mustache Cam.
Anyway, how are you doing, Mel?
I am so good. I had a really productive morning. I laid in bed for like an hour. I woke up to my alarm, but I stayed in bed for an hour. But I cleaned the kitchen. I got a workout in before stream. I cooked lunch and ate lunch and cleaned my office also. So I'm having a pretty good day. How about you?
Okay. Bit of a flex. Damn. Living your life, succeeding. Good for you.
Yeah.
I existed today.
That's good. I'm proud of you for existing.
That's about it. No, that's okay. No, I know I'm worthy and deserving of being allowed to just exist. Because just existing is good. Everything else is extra.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, whoopsie doopsie. Thanks, Ribbon. I fucked up. Waba did a funky wucky and forgot to switch to just chatting. There we go. Anyway, hi. We're going to talk about gay shit.
Yes, I'm so excited.
What do you know about gay shit? Are you a gay? Are we a gay? I'm a gay.
I'm definitely a gay. My boyfriend still acts surprised whenever I say it to him, but I'm definitely very gay.
Your boyfriend acts surprised when you say it to him?
It's hilarious. Yeah, it's just funny. It's
Oh,
just like this bit we do, you know?
I agree. My partner and I look like we're the most heterosexual couple ever, but we're not.
Yeah.
We're so gay. It almost looks straight, but it's not.
Yeah, so gay that it looks straight. That's just like went full circle and just, like,
somehow.
Yeah.
Somehow we went full circle. So, talk to us. What the fuck is gender? What the fuck is sexuality? Let's just go off there. Let's start there. Let's pretend people don't know what the fuck that is. People are like, I don't date a person with a gender, you know, which is fine. It's a preference.
Well, I think the new definition that I like for gender, or the way that I think of it, is that your gender is literally however you would like to customize your character in this lifetime. That's it. Just, it's not the parts that you have, it's not the you know, the sex that they signed off when you were in the hospital and you were born. I think it's literally just the way that each person decides to customize their character in this lifetime. That's it. How you choose to present yourself, and whatever gender norms or standards that you want to confine yourself to, or whatever labels that you'd like to have.
Yeah.
That's it.
Absolutely. That's definitely a combination of gender expression and gender identity. It's just like, yeah, character customization. I like that. That's smart. I've never heard that before.
What is gender? That's usually what I say it to people who maybe don't understand. I know you have a really like open and understanding community, and you probably all get it, and it's just whatever. But that's the way I like to look at it. For people who might be hesitant or might be scared, or like, what even is that? You know, like, because it's all new to me and scary and different.
And boy, hardy, there is a lot of folks like that, and you know, like to educate here and there. But I think we need to speak from a base of just like respect. You know.
Exactly. Sexuality, on the other hand, is going to be all the stuff that you're into. Not to be confused with your sex, which it will be your genitalia that is unfortunately just assigned to you even before birth. But just whatever you're into. Which, you know, people are all into all sorts of things. Which I think, being on the internet, most people kind of had an understanding of that. Like, anything you can think of is probably a kink. Anything that you know and love has probably been sexualized. And
it definitely is.
That's sexuality. The stuff that gets you going, the stuff that floats your boat, you know?
And sometimes there is no sexuality.
And sometimes there is none, yeah. And that's fine too. The absence of. Exactly, Mecca. Exactly, man.
Yeah, Rule 34, pretty much. They know. Yeah, Rule 34. Listen.
Basically, I wanted to say it without saying it.
You can say it. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. You can say whatever you want. But yeah. So how does one get assigned this gender and sexuality? How did you come to be? First of all, what are your pronouns? Just for everyone who doesn't know.
Hi.
I should have started there.
Mel.
Yeah.
I recently decided that I would go by she, they. But I also have been on this journey for a while where I think I'm fluid. I really don't care like what other people choose to perceive me as. So like for my last birthday, I shaved my head, and that opened up a bunch of new doors and experiences on stream, like being live online, for people to say different and interesting things. So that was
I hope only good.
you know, I got called like a Thai ladyboy a couple times, and then every time it happened, I'm just like, yeah, you know what, I fucking am, because I really don't care.
I mean,
So like,
I think I would correct them on the ethnicity part, but that's about it.
So like, gender for me, I gender for me is kind of like a box, and I decided that I no longer wanted to be confined in any such box, and that however people want to perceive me, as long as it's with respect, then I don't
Right.
care. Boy, girl, guy, girl, mom, dad, whatever. I don't really mind. She, they, he, them. It doesn't bother me. Oh, it's a
Also
yeah.
true. True. Hi Confucian man. Welcome in.
Yes. I'm sure people said hateful things just because they're on there. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
true, and it happened
that's how it
before I shaved
works.
my head, and it still happens now. You know what I mean? But like, it opened the gates to a bunch of different comments that people may not have made if I was,
Hmm.
you know, presenting more like this on any given day, right?
Mel is my daddy. Okay.
Oh, okay,
Mel
okay,
can be
Mecca.
your
If you
daddy.
say so, if you say, I'll be a proud daddy to you, Mecca.
Listen,
um.
Melmo can be your daddy, but I'm your thempa.
I love that. Thempa. Oh my god. That's really cute. Yeah, so
Thanks.
I was definitely raised the conventional, I guess, way that girls are often raised.
Hmm.
And I have a brother, and I think he was raised the way boys are conventionally raised, you know. Be tough, don't cry, don't feel feelings, and then, you know, as a girl, you know, be proper, be polite and quiet and good.
How's that
uh
God, I'm always like flabbergasted at heteronormativity and gender norms,
yeah.
because simultaneously girls are told to shut up and be pretty, but then
Mhm.
also I feel like girls are stereotyped to just be like talkative all the time and never stop
Yeah.
talking and
Mhm. Yeah.
ranty and all this.
Now all of a sudden, we're like too aggressive and too assertive and too
Bossy,
loud and too
right?
bitchy and too boss bitchy and like all this stuff. And it's just like, what? What? Yeah, but I think,
It's you know where it is for me. It's when other women also fucking box other women into that.
yes. Oh, absolutely it is. Like there's people on both sides, like for toxic masculinity, there's a lot of guys that tell other guys not to cry when it's like in reality women don't care. Women would love a guy who's not afraid to show emotion. But
Yeah,
then
emotional
there's also,
intelligence above 0, please.
yeah, but then there's also some women who are like, ew, you cry, because they're also blinded by the toxic masculinity of it all.
Hmm.
And the same thing where I was actually talking about this recently.
Hmm.
I love women, and I think women need to support women, and it's
I
so
agree.
appalling to me and weird to me when girls just hate on other girls because they're like, treat it as a competition almost.
Yes,
Is that you have
yes,
to be the most pretty, the most popular, the most perfect, the most everything
yep,
girl,
yeah.
and every other girl can like fall and die, just so you can be in the spotlight. And
God, I
it's not
mean
a competition.
everything. So this is a big reason why I myself am non-binary and just go by they them.
Mhm.
Which is that it all just seemed paradoxical to me on a baseline of, you know, fucking like simultaneously like you got to be quiet, but you also got to be, talkative, and you can't cry, but also, you have to show emotion for these situations, but not for other situations, and
Mhm.
then also, um, you know, fuck men, but also fuck other women who like men that I like. Like, it just doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Like, make it make sense. Like,
Yeah.
so everything in
Mhm.
toxic masculinity and everything in toxic femininity was just like, why? Like, why are you like this? Why are you perpetuating this? Like, this is obviously very harmful. And God, we were just talking about
No, I
generational trauma with in regards to the movie Encanto. Um,
Oh, I loved Encanto.
so good,
So
so good.
good. I watched
Um,
it like twice in a row, and I fucking cried harder the second time.
it's yeah, it's a good cry movie. Honestly,
Mhm.
Frankie was blasting whatchamacallit, the Pressure song for
Oh,
Days.
yes. It's such a good song. It's so good.
So good. Also, welcome in Mitsuki Zakuro. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that.
That's a sick
We shall be on
name.
it is a sick name. We shall be on the same team and celebrate each other's strengths. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
The gender constructivism paradoxical loop. I just made up that term, but like that's pretty good. It's honestly pretty truthful. But yeah, so all that it's a giant fucking paradox.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what gender is. It's literally a couple of boxes that someone in the patriarchy in the past made and was like, okay, girls are gonna wear pink only, and boys are gonna be represented by blue, and you're gonna have this set of toys
Actually,
and this and these pairs of clothing to wear, and then you're not gonna be allowed to do it and have a bunch of different ones.
what's
And that's
stupid?
exactly what it is. It's just a
Yeah.
power move, a way to split up the masses and make everybody more self-conscious and insecure and divide the people. That's it.
I'm pretty sure our current like quote unquote understanding of typical typical feminine and masculinity started sometime I think in like the 50s or 60s, maybe a little bit before then, but like before then, the word boy I think referred to just the word girl referred to just any child, didn't matter their sex, and the word boy just referred to someone who is like poor. So like, are you a child or are you poor kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
And also like the pink blue, like pink used to be technically a boy's color.
Mm-hmm. Because it was bright and
because it was bright and strong, but then they turned that to red and blue.
Yep. And makeup used to be worn by men, wigs also, and heels. So
Hey.
we've come full circle, really.
Absolutely. Yeah, high heels used to be for meat cutters, or butchers. Madness, fucking go take care of yourself, my guy. Absolutely, go do your thing. Go do your self-care stuff. I love you muchly. Thank you so much for the raid. You're amazing. Have a good night. Thank you so much. Give it up for Madness again. A lot of generous games came about because marketing purposes. Yeah, absolutely. Like literally with razors. Like they wanted to find a way to sell razors to women, so they literally made a whole campaign about how having body hair is ugly. They also made campaigns about how women need to gain weight so you can like be a good wife or whatever. But then they also made modeling campaigns about being super skinny. So it's like, oh my god, marketing in general, the whole marketing industry at women has just been a giant gaslighting fest. It's in entire existence.
Yeah, literally just gaslighting. And I was, Ribbon says razors piss them off. I agree so much because I've talked about this recently too, where it's like, I've used many a razor in my lifetime. In my 26 revolutions on this planet, I've tried many razors. Starting with, going through puberty and my mom being like, here, you can use mine. And then just, hotel shit and to today. And it's just like, I've never used a razor branded for women and felt as good or cleanly shaven or as safe or just like that it did a good job. And then I use the cheapest guy razor and it's like Joel literally just bought a razor. It's $8. And it's better than any woman branded razor that I've used in my lifetime. And like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?
Can I let you in on a little secret? The pink tax is real and pervasive and includes the products. Also, $8 is very expensive for a razor. You can get like a pack of razors for like a couple bucks.
Though, but we don't want single use because environment.
You could reuse single uses.
I mean, yeah, but
you shouldn't, but you can.
It's like a toothbrush, right? Like you need to change it out eventually. So it's like getting the one with the changeable heads, or if they had bamboo razors, I guess that would be the best. But yeah, just the reuse, just the swappable heads. Yeah.
Yeah, the swappable head stuff. I mean, honestly, you could just get like an electric, call it a day.
Yeah.
Like if you really want like silky smooth legs and skin, just get fucking like what what is it called? I was gonna say DEET. No, that's bug spray. Begins with a V. Someone tell me. Hair be gone. Velcro? No.
Oh no, I don't like to use the chemicals,
I
but
mean, I don't
whatever
like it
floats
either.
your
But
boat.
Nair, thank you. Why do I think it begins with a V?
I think there is one that starts with a V, but I can't think of it. I think it's like Veet or something.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, look, Ruby
Veet.
just said it.
Yeah.
What is...
Veet.
I'm all about these hairy razors.
Yeah,
The
there's
woman
a lot of
ones
people with a
with
Veet
the-
fetish. That's true.
Yeah. No. Yeah, no, I'm 1,000,000,000,000% aware of the pink tax and how it is very real.
Yeah.
And some people choose not to believe it, but like if you haven't lived through this lifetime as a woman, then sometimes it's hard to notice the things that don't immediately affect your life, right?
Yeah, funny that. It's almost like empathizing is impossible unless you experience some sort of adversity yourself, which is what we were talking about earlier. Because I kind of went off your thing that I came in back on, which was like the whole, like, you know, you kind of have to fail to, you know, don't be afraid of failure, don't be afraid of rejection thing. Are you kidding me? Am I
Gives
here?
you a rash.
Am I live right now still?
Your mom shamed you? I'm sorry,
Melmo.
Ruben. That's so crappy.
Hey, Melmo, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Am I live still?
You are still live, yep.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I have your stream open. Cool ting.
Did my stream stop for a second though? Really?
Are you getting a crash log from OBS? Is that why you're asking?
That is very impressive. Okay.
That's happened twice to me before.
So I can tell you exactly what happened here. Give me a second. I have to reset up everything. So let me let me tell you what exactly happened. So my camera was still on as well, right?
Yeah.
That was wild. It's completely continuous. Oh my god. That's wild. Okay, so here's what happened. As I reopen everything. Nero decided to jump down from my desk and he pushed my power button.
Oh god.
And then it was like shutting down. I'm like, no.
Scary. Oh my god. No, you didn't leave call. Nothing. You didn't lose stream. You've been live this whole time. Ooh, nice.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah, I used to have a keyboard actually that had a power button on it, and I've clicked it on stream before. And then everyone was like, "That's so stupid. Why would there be a power button on your keyboard?" And I was like, "I don't fucking know."
So just to confirm, everyone heard me yell "fuck" really loudly.
No, actually, I don't know that I heard you yell "fuck." Yes? Oh, maybe we did. Okay, I don't know. Lamau.
Yeah, cause fucking Nero just bump, just bumped the fucking the goddamn power button of all things. Anyway, Joe, go to sleep. Someone clipped it. I don't know.
God, that emote is terrifying.
All my stream stuff is complete. It's blank. All my panel stuff is blank right now, so I can't do anything.
Oh my god. Mine wasn't connecting today either. I couldn't view my activity feed, so I had to use the browser. For
I'm surprised my stream is still running. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I accidentally hit my power button midstream trying to move a sub sticker once. It was game over. Fuck. All right, let me know if something fucks up, yeah? Because I can't see alerts. I can't see literally anything. I can't do feature chat, which is the cool thing. If I pop it out. Can I get to refresh? No. Whatever. Anyway, hi. What were we in the middle of talking about before my cat?
No, just ranting about pink tax and stuff.
Yeah, fuck pink tax. All right, great.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. You said you identify as gender fluid.
Yeah.
To which I will always say to my gender fluid friends, just don't get your gender fluid on the couch again, and we'll be fine.
Oh God, that's hilarious.
But what? How do you identify sexuality wise?
Um, I used to say, I used to say I was like mostly straight or bi is usually what I would go by. I'm like, yeah, I'm
Okay.
bi because I like women,
Sure.
but I think I had sorry, there's flies in my house. Please just ignore them. um,
Okay.
I think it was a bit of the not like bi erasure, but like
Mm,
feeling like not gay enough to be bi. You know what I mean? Like because I had never been with a woman like that.
that is bi erasure,
Right? So that
self-imposed.
because yeah, exactly. So like because I hadn't done it, I'm like, how can I say that I did? You know what I mean? But now I'm just like, yeah, oh yeah, I'm super gay. But I think I think the term that I pick and I would go by and what I would
Mm-hmm.
tell people is bi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. That's pog. I mean, I personally identify as pansexual.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and this is not to say that like bi folks are this, because there's a lot of bi eraser and there's a lot of bi uh transphobia. Is that the right word that I'm
Yeah,
thinking of?
but like
Like
yeah, I get what
implying that bi people are innately trans.
mm-hmm.
So a lot of times people take the word pansexual and bisexual and just say like it's basically synonyms, which is fine. Functionally, that's fine with me. I just kind of say gender doesn't play a role, and I'm attracted to anyone as long as like they're a
Yeah,
decent person.
yeah.
It's pretty much how I feel about it.
I like that.
Also, I'm getting my docs to slowly reload themselves. I'm very happy about it. So I have a question. What age? Because a lot of people say, we're born gay. Maybe we could start there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think people are born gay?
Um,
Because I
I
think
think
there's dangerous implications either way. Is the problem?
I think
Yes.
I think definitely yes. Some people are. I think at the root of it all, you are what you are. Whether it takes you
Right.
to, like years to come into that and to grow into that and to realize, all along it's been this
I
that
agree.
that like at the heart of it, yeah, you're born as you are. Whatever you're meant to be, you're gonna be it. But
Yeah.
I think sometimes it takes longer for people to achieve that. Just like there's late bloomers and early bloomers, I think the same for gender and sexuality. Some people they know right out the womb. They're like, "Yep, I'm ready to go." Big gay. And then other people not so much, or they need to do some exploration or research first.
I
Born
agree.
gay. This is I am gay. No way,
I
really?
I think
You
the
have
way
legit.
that I sometimes like to think about it is that everyone has the same capacity to explore their own sexuality throughout their life and
Hmm.
discover it for themselves. You know what I mean? So I think everyone can discover what their sexuality is, and like ultimately, you can't really decide who you're attracted to. You like what you like who you like, and you don't like who you don't like, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's how I feel about it, generally speaking. That's what I wanted to enter. Thank you. Boom. All right, ready? We're gonna do a fancy thing because I got all my things to work finally after a
See?
million years. No,
Ooh,
please
fancy.
log in. No, fucking log in to feature chat. God damn it. Never mind. We're not gonna do a fancy thing. I was wrong. I was wrong. Do you know Steven Universe?
I do know Steven Universe. I haven't watched it all. I need to watch it to completion, but I haven't yet.
How do you feel about Steven Universe as a representation of the LGBTQ community?
Oh God. Um, I don't know that I've watched enough of it to have an opinion on that. I wish I did though. I know there's characters that are um gay or don't have genders that they have represented. Yeah, no?
Yes. Yeah, all the gems innately don't have a gender, but they are
Okay.
coded
Okay.
a lot of times. So that's where the representation comes from. All right, I'm gonna do a really cool thing. I'm sorry, Confusion Man. I'm gonna use you as a test dummy. Boom. The cool thing is not happening. I'm very sad about this.
Oh.
Wait, maybe it'll happen if I press that. Nope. All right, great. I fucked everything.
It's okay.
It's all right. We'll figure it out later. Anyway, yeah. Confusion Man. Is it Confusion or Confucius? Confusion Man.
It's
It is Confusion.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Confusion was asking about like the biphobia stuff. Do people actually say that, believe that? Yeah, unfortunately, like a lot of people who define pansexual in particular use that as like a springboard to say, oh, well, I don't care if someone has a penis or a vagina, so like, this is basically just implying that bi people are inherently transphobic, which is biphobic in turn.
Which is biphobic. Because like and you don't even know like the bi person's intention. The bi person could be like, if you identify as a man, then you're a man, which hopefully is what
Yeah,
you think. And if you identify as a woman, then you're a woman, and then it's still two, you know what I mean? But then there's so many umbrella terms, and there's everything in between in every freaking shade of whatever and all degrees of variance because it's a spectrum, right? So
absolutely.
just there's no need to erase one. Like the bi people are not hurting anybody, you know?
The other bi eraser usually is in regards to like when someone has like a preference or something, or they're just like they say hurtful things such as like, oh, you're just pretending to be gay so you can like get at women or whatever,
No.
or uh well, we have the I have like 7 different points in my head is the problem right now.
That's okay.
Or the other half, the other side of that is just like, I'll only be with women who have never been with a man before, kind of thing.
Oh
The
yeah.
gold
Ooh,
star of lesbians, whatever it's called.
mhm.
Also, to add on, the people saying bi is inherently transphobic and claiming pan is the trans inclusive sexuality is also transphobic and panphobic. Yep. And it's so fucking weird. I agree. I big agree.
We're
Yeah.
all valid.
Yeah. What a mess. Pretty much.
Exactly, Chris. It is a mess. But yeah, any questions you have, we're happy to answer them to the best of our ability.
I mean, I have a question for you, which is, what age did you start thinking about your sexuality?
Um, I mean, I went through a lot of phases as a kid. Where I'd be like more tomboy, tom girl versus girly girl. And so like when I was little, I used to play like thankfully, although like traditionally my parents did raise us like, okay, well she's a girl, cute clothes, and he's a boy, so like more tot stuff. But thankfully I had like older boy cousins and girl cousins too, and so I had like a whole mixture of everything. I had like toy trains, I played with Hot Wheels, those were like some of my favorite toys. And my first bike was like a Hot Wheels bike. Was it because I had a baby brother? Yeah, but still, it was a sick bike. It was my bike.
Hell yeah.
And it got stolen before I could even pass it down to him. So that was my bike, shiny blue Hot Wheels bike. Who steals a bike from an 8-year-old child anyway? Like, what is that?
I don't know. Clearly someone who wanted the bike.
But I don't really know when I started to question it. I know I had a lot of crushes on like boy characters all through my childhood, like animated or real. But then also in high school,
Who was
I
I
kissed a
kind of
few
want to.
girls
Oh.
who are my crushes.
I
In
was
high
I was
school, yeah.
I was gonna ask who was your first husbando, anime
Oh, I don't
husbando.
know.
Oh.
I don't know. Probably Haku,
Haku from.
Spirited Away.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. hmm My G.I. Joe, we're taking Barbie on dates. That's fucking
Hell
cute.
yeah.
I used to play with hella Barbies, but I also used to play with hella Hot Wheels. Like, I had
Hi.
a race car track where you like click the
I
thing
gave
and
you
then
food.
race. But yeah, I don't really know when I first started to question it. I was very much like I go with the flow, let things kind of happen, and I kissed a couple girls in high school. and then like at parties here and there, and just yeah, I don't know. And then I think just as time went on, I think it started with like a Katy Perry dream.
I was about to
And I was
say,
like,
did you kiss a girl and like it?
maybe I'm bi. And then was bi curious for a really long time. And then I finally let myself just love and appreciate all that women are, you know? Hmm. Chick or dick? Okay, but we don't need to fat shame.
Yeah, it's
we
like we
don't
don't
need
need a fat
we don't
shame.
need the fat phobia. But like, yeah, chick or dick, it's fine. But yeah, we don't need hate for any fat or any other body types. We got love for all bodies.
Hey, Nikki. Thank you for the lyric. Welcome in. Yeah, I understand preference. It's fine. Anyway, I don't know how to address it, honestly, and I'm not too sure that it's hateful either. Sufferwolf has been fine
Yeah.
otherwise. Um. Anyway, yeah, just don't fat shame. Don't body shame. You can have a preference, that's fine, I guess, but like,
Yeah.
fat isn't ugly, you know?
Hmm.
It just wasn't needed. Yep, agreed. Anyway, I'm gonna move on because I'm tired of it. This is a cat. Okay, so you said you had experiences like growing up, just kind of like go with the flow, right? Um, you're killing me, Smalls. Did anyone ever like kind of like accuse you? Did you ever get any kind of like negative feedback from anything that you've done? Yeah, I don't know what to do, honestly.
Negative feedback from what?
From expressing your sexuality.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think my first boyfriend was really insecure, so like I couldn't be bi curious. It was just like, yeah, just be curious. Um and I still haven't really like talked to my parents or family about it because I'm like, I don't know. There's never a right time to do that stuff. Just like there's never a right time to ask someone out or break up with someone, but like I just haven't told them yet. It's been like a COVID awakening, I guess. And I've been doing a lot of self-discovery and all that, and just haven't had the chance to tell them yet. But I don't think I've had any like backlash or resistance, but the talk in the household um wouldn't make not that it wouldn't make me safe to come out because my parents are fine with like all that, but I think they would just feel blindsided if it was like their own kid. Not that it's anything crazy, you know, like I've always been just me. I don't think I ever told them that I kissed girls in high school. Um, but yeah, like it's I'm still me. Like it wouldn't change anything, you know? Hmm.
See ya.
Goodbye.
Sure, let's talk about it. Okay. Listen. You can have preference, and I get that. I get like having a type, having a preference, but it's very hardcore baked into society that fat equals ugly, fat equals unattractive.
Hmm.
And like I get it, but also like it's just a really bad look and very unattractive to be like don't be fat. Like people are going to exist as their weight. People are built differently,
Yeah.
you know?
It's not
Like
something you can control, really.
like you can, but you also kind of can't. Like genes do play a big fucking part of it. Like, yes, obviously eating habits and exercise habits shit as well. But, like, if your body's not built for it, it's not built for it. Like, I can lose all the weight in the world, but I'll still be a big person. You know what I mean? So, I understand the initial comment, but I think it was not really necessary for the room here.
Unnecessary. You can just be like this or that. I love it. You don't have to say minus this. Like,
Yeah.
exactly, Nikki. You can have a preference without putting others down.
Yep. Pretty much.
Like, I don't know. I'm gonna get it. There's a way to talk, and then there's not.
Yep. Yep. And I used to be that person, honestly. I did. I used to be fucking mad disrespectful. I made my mistakes. You know? But I fucking learned. I learned that it's like, okay, I can have a preference without putting down other people. And if anything, I was kind of like, it was kind of like a projection of my own hatred for myself and my own fatness. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the common perspective of what is healthy and not actually super severely underweight can lead to a lot of eating problems. Speaking of which, you know, there's a lot of eating problems in the queer community as well, along with substance abuse as well. There's a lot of like mental health stuff, but also especially eating problems within the gay community, because, you know, as much as you have like toxic masculinity in a straight sense of the word and heteronormative sense of the toxic masculinity, there's also toxic masculinity that exists within gay communities as well, that kind of are like, oh, you got to be thin, you got to be mean, and you got to, you know, act this certain way, you know? Fat does not have to be used as a bad word either, because it's just a word and it's just a way to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, it was used in a bad way. That's why I timed out 10 minutes. And I'm sure Wolf has already left the building.
Yeah, I think they're gone.
Or maybe they're listening and learning, which is cool too. Listen, learn. Right?
It's pretty cool when people say to listen and learn, but
I prefer people to listen and learn from their mistakes and, you know, fall from grace rather than crash and burn. Thank you for the follow, Confusion Man. Whew. As a plus side woman with restrictive eating disorder, I feel this getting so bullied about my weight in school almost made me starve myself to death. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this, but my partner had a lot of experience with eating disorders, but they are also a plus-sized femme, not a woman, but a plus-sized femme. And they also pretty much came almost to that brink as well. So yeah, it's just not a fucking good thing. It's not a way to be. Don't insult people. You know? Like, I'm fat, and I'm okay with saying that, you know?
there's nothing wrong with being fat.
There's nothing wrong with being fat. Except I fat shame my cats, so that's why I'm gonna get canceled. But they don't understand me. Developed a lifelong eating disorder now that I forever struck with it. Exactly. Like, people say, you know, words, or sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will leave lasting trauma that I'll be dealing with for years. Hi, welcome in, Jade, by the way. I appreciate you being here for Mel and us. Welcome in. I think you're sharing your lovely coming out story. So have you ever really actually came out to your parents, though?
Nope. Nope, I did not. I haven't.
Yeah, absolutely. Weight of people's words can weigh heavily on some people. Absolutely can. And does and has. And I'm living proof and you're living proof. And a lot of people here are living proof of that. Some may be able to brush it off. Others can be very triggered. I think brushing it off comes with practice. And it comes with a lifetime of being triggered for the longest time. And eventually you get tired. You either get tired of being triggered and you just... I don't know. I feel like there's different cycles of being traumatized. This guy's going to bite my face now. I feel like there's different cycles of being trauma, and obviously everyone's trauma everyone processes their trauma in different ways. Um, but a particular cycle or circle that I've gone through is, you know, kind of a self-hatred one, where I invited people to make jokes on my behalf because I was basically emotionally masochistic, towards my bullies in high school and in college, because I was just like, you know, if I can control, if I feel like I have some sort of modicum of control over the harassment that I was receiving, then, you know, I could take it because, you know, I can take a joke, ha ha ha. Truth be told, I was a very, very sensitive kid and just straight up did not understand why people were mean to other people for things that they couldn't control. And I still don't fucking understand it, really. Like, I kind of do, but I still don't, you know? Like, I just can't fathom understanding that. Like, why would you want to be mean when you could just, like, not?
Yeah.
Like, did the golden rule not bake in for you? Like, you're not turning out to be the person that Mr. Rogers thought that you could be.
It's
I hope that one's a deep burn. Yeah. So, yeah, so yeah, that's the cycle I went through. And then eventually I realized, that's very harmful to myself. And I should allow myself to cry, and I should allow myself to be hurt by people and express my emotions. So I went through my own stuff. I have a lot of stuff. I know. Yeah. Step back and lurk. That's okay, Nikki. I appreciate you. The control. That's what eating disorders is about. Is just control. Yeah, wanting that control. Exactly. I mean, we're gonna talk about that in a month here. I don't know what month, but if you want to come on, if you're okay to come on, I'd like to talk to you about eating disorders. But you don't have to, obviously. Whatever you're comfortable with.
So I don't know how long you usually stream for, but I have about like an hour, and then I have to go.
That is fine with me. Sorry. Thank you for tagging me, though.
No, that's okay. I was gonna tell you before, but then I was like a little bit late. But I had about like
you're okay.
2 hours, so yeah.
Are you okay? Oh, also, just a side note, me not understanding why people are mean and just like going from that angle entirely instead of like being hurt about it first. Hi, that's me being autistic and just not realizing it. Recently. Finally decided that I'm definitely autistic. Anyway, eating disorders are challenging. It's hard to fight biology. We're designed to enjoy what would keep us alive. Yeah. Yeah. But even then, you know, eating disorders is about control. It's about feeling in control. I struggle to understand what I was saying hurtful towards other people is what I said, what made people laugh when I was younger. Yeah, right. We get that positive reinforcement of, you know, people laugh at my jokes. So obviously I'm a super funny comedian, and then other people are like, wow, that like really hurt me and affected me in a personal way. And you never know, you know? Topic of today's stream is gender and sexuality, but we talk about all things mental health, and it goes off the rails constantly. What's good? Anyway, I'm going to go back to Mel now. So, hello, my friendo.
Hello.
So, I wanted to ask you, what the fuck? God damn it, I can't think of anything. Fuck me. This is the worst podcast ever, and I'm sorry that I've subjected you all to this because I literally can't think of something right now. Good lord, that threw me off. Brain work, please. Define your experiences with it coming out. How do you exist now in your sexuality? How do you express your sexuality now? How do you express your gender now? There we go. Brain worked.
I literally just take each day as it is. If I feel extra cute today, then I'm gonna dress extra cute, you know? And if I want to dress like a dude, then sometimes I borrow some of my boyfriend's clothes. um or wear stuff that's less form fitting and just more like baggy, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
um I just I think I'm just more I think over the years I've just been more and more open to everything. So like you get raised a certain way and you're like, okay, well, I'm a girl. Girls are supposed to be with boys. And then like boys are taught the opposite. And then when you actually, experience the real world, you're like, well, it's not like that. And you can have anything in between that matches or anything at all, right? There's all the possibilities. And so I don't know. I'm just me, really. That's why I'm like I don't care how people perceive me because I know because at the
Mm-hmm.
core I know who I am, I know what I present, I know what I believe in, I know my values. So it really doesn't matter to me what anyone else thinks. And if they choose to perceive me as um
Mm-hmm.
anything, again, like he, she, they, them, then it doesn't bug me. I haven't really yeah, I never came out to my family. I was going to tell my brother the last time I visited, but like I was just like, nah, I'd rather just talk about you. And then um I don't know, just always like thinking about how they would react and I'm just like, I don't want to do it. So I've come out to like um a few close friends just one on one and then basically to my community, I guess, and that's really it. But not my family.
Hmm.
Hmm.
When did you start like kind of living life as you were saying, so to speak? Kind of like realizing, oh wait, no, all this shit is kind of bullshit.
Uh basically like as the years went on, because I think we go through this journey as people where obviously as a kid everything's fun, everything's happy, everything's sunshine, Santa's real, tooth fairy's there, and there's all this stuff. And then as you grow up you realize, oh shit, like the hardest thing wasn't that geometry test or that history test. Like there's bills to pay, there's taxes to be filed, there's jobs to be done, and it's like the real shit. So as the years went on and I see more, I don't know, female friends complaining about creepy ass weirdo dudes or
Mm-hmm.
just I don't know, going on TikTok and then having a whole feed of just gorgeous people. um it's-
True.
I don't have a real timeline. It's just like it came with
Just happening.
age and like self-discovery and just maybe finding myself and loving myself more.
How do you feel about crafting a safe space for LGBTQ plus folk?
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like everywhere should be a space for LGBTQ plus folk because we're just human. But
I agree.
sadly, there's still so many people that don't understand that. So we need these safe spaces
I
still.
mean, isn't that like the ultimate thing though? Is like a safe space is just a space.
Yeah.
It should be inherent.
Mm-hmm. Like why would there be any not safe spaces?
Right.
Sounds spooky, but yeah.
I think a lot of people get very caught up often with how other people, and I really hate using this phrase, but quote unquote choose to live their lives kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
people get so fucking caught up. Obviously, I don't believe that. But like people get so fucking caught up with how like other people exist. Period.
They
And the
do.
existence of someone that's different to them is somehow so offensive, and they feel like it takes away from their existence because other things exist.
Yeah.
And
It's
it
just
makes no fucking sense to me.
it's like a horrible sense of self-entitlement and me, and like the world revolves around me and like
Yeah.
just my experiences, and like ignorance. And it's just like, well,
Yep.
have you left your house before?
Yep.
Have you befriended a LGBTQ plus person before? Or maybe you have and you don't even know. Um, yeah, and you do choose to live your life. You have a choice on how to live it. You also have
Absolutely.
a choice on how you react to other people. And like you don't have to waste your time with any of that. Like if you have time to worry about other people's problems, I am envious of you. You have so much time on your hands to not. Oh, you don't have cats to feed, mouths to feed, you don't have a roof to put over, you don't have bills to pay, you don't have a job to work, you don't have a hobby, you don't have a single hobby, and your only hobby is preoccupying yourself with other people's lives and their life choices. Like, god
Sounds boring.
damn, you got time on your hands.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't like seeing different bodies wearing bikinis, don't go to fucking beach. You know, if you
Right.
if you if you don't like the way someone does their hair, don't look. You know, if you don't like the way people dress, don't go to a fucking rave, or don't go out when it's fucking Pride Week, because you're not gonna have a fun time. Just do you, and then maybe find some love for yourself, and then maybe you'll have more patience for the people around you. It's because they don't understand. It's because they took the time to understand. I'm sure they wouldn't be like that, but that is just me being hopeful. That is very
Yeah,
hopeful.
it is very hopeful, but I do
Mhm.
agree the root of all evil here is just ignorance.
Yeah.
Um, you know, that's kind of ultimately the problem is that we encounter is that people are not only ignorant, but they're willingly ignorant, which is like the worst type of ignorant. Um, and that's the kind of people that I absolutely detest and will just get instantly banned from my life, never mind my stream, you know? Um,
Mhm.
I constantly feel like I rant about willful ignorance, you know, just people aren't willing to listen to the other side, or they'll say, well, the other side is not based in fact. And I'm like, well, you know, it is. So I don't know what you're talking about. Like, it's based, even if it's based on like other people's experience, it's still like, you know, it's like 1,000,000 to 1 here. People
And the
like gay people exist, trans people exist. Like, hello.
and Chris, the
Um,
thing about it is this, because like you can say it's because they don't understand, and like maybe if they took the time to understand it, then maybe they wouldn't be
but
like
do they
that.
want
But
to?
do they want to? And like, what is the importance of understanding? You know what I mean? Like, this person burst into tears because someone told a story and they forgot to say, oh, like, trigger warning or something like that. It's not the person's job who has the trauma to tell everybody, I have this trauma, please don't talk about this, or if you see me crying, like, just ignore it. Like, it should just it should just be an understanding that we are all different. We don't
Mm-hmm.
have to understand like the story. We don't have to know what happened, what was the traumatic incident, why, you know, like when someone, I don't know, when you call out of work,
Mm-hmm.
and or you show up for work but you look like shit, you know, like, at least you're there. You shouldn't have to explain yourself. You're there to do the work.
Right.
And I don't know that I think understanding is a part of it, but I think it's like just having compassion that everyone's going through their own shit. Like, these last 3 years, everyone's just been frightened of COVID and stuck inside and in quarantine and all this stuff. And like, we're all literally dealing with a very traumatic thing right now. And it's not to compare with anybody else's, where you're like, oh, well, they have it worse because they're away from their family, or they have it worse because they don't have even have a car, they can't get groceries. It's just compassion for like all the people around you, and knowing that you'll never know what's going through someone's mind or what they experienced or
But
anything like that, and it
but
and it shouldn't
that's
matter.
yeah. That's often though what people do is they compare and they will say, well, mine was greater, and they make it a giant like you know, the fucking whatchamacallit, the pity Olympics kind of thing, you know? Um and I feel like there honestly is just like a lack of empathy, like true actual empathy. Um and I'm wondering, you know, usually I'm always wondering for those people who have no empathy. It's like, you know, how did you grow up as a kid that you have no empathy? Were you not taught to like share? Were you not taught to, you know, just care about other people? Like, I really feel like, and this is why I can't engage a lot of discussions and a lot of, you know, quote unquote political, but they're really not political because human rights shouldn't be fucking political, but
Hmm.
it is. This is why I can't engage a lot of political discussions, because we're not starting from the same base of like, I give a shit about people, or like we're
Hmm.
not starting from the same base of
Yeah.
like, you know,
Like, I want money, or I care about the economy, or like, blah, blah, blah,
yeah.
blah, blah, when it's just like, okay, but
It's like,
be
okay,
like
I can care
people,
about the economy too,
right?
but I can also like care about people being alive and living their life, and you know, try not to disturb that too much. Like, hello. Um, But yeah, root of all evil, I feel, just ignorance and willful ignorance. And literally the way that you combat that is travel. Just travel. Get the fuck out of your house. Get out of your bubble. Like become comfortable with the uncomfortable. We talk about this a lot with like I always compare it. I always throw out like white identity model. It's not enough just to be not racist. You have to be actively anti-racist.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Right?
100%. It's not good
So
enough to be a bystander
yes.
anymore and to just be neutral and to say, "Oh, I had no part in that. Like I was over there across the street and blah blah blah." Like no,
I was
you
sitting
have
on the
to
bench.
stand up. You have to say something. You
Yeah.
have to speak up. You have to be actively anti-racist, homophobic, like all
Mhm.
this stuff. Because it's not enough to do nothing anymore. Because people have been doing nothing for years and there have been no changes.
Yeah.
Cypress, sorry, I'm not familiar with Mel. I'm looking at their Twitch and social media and I see that they express themselves on other platforms. Do you mean like with sex work? Do you mean like on OnlyFans? I just want to know because Dawn is asking for clarification on were those your first steps? Were the first steps hard to overcome and has there been any kickback with friendship circles or anything? Has it been good for their mental health? Is that what you're referring to, Cypress? And I'm saying your name right?
Hmm. We shall sit quietly and wait.
Mm-hmm. Yes
Yes
and
and
yes.
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Um, I started getting to sex work and like OnlyFans stuff because I love the human body and I
Mhm.
wanted to and I haven't always had the greatest relationship with mine. Um a bit of my past, I did used to self-harm and one of the ways I used to self-harm was through starving myself. You know, some people stress eat. I would stress starve. So
Mhm.
like there would be days at a time where I just wouldn't eat and then um like when stressful things happen in my life, then I would just be like, okay, well, I'm not eating today because I can't think about that, you know?
Mhm.
And then one time, I lost like, I think 20 or 30 pounds in a month.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah, we need to stop this. Like, it was really bad. It was really, really bad.
Yeah.
Um, so
I'm really fucking proud of
yeah,
you, by the way, for recognizing that.
thank you.
Because
Thank
good
you.
lord, yeah. Because usually how that eating disorders go is that you don't recognize it for the longest time. Yes, all the hugs from Mel. Welcome in, by the way.
Thanks, Pete.
FC.
Hi. So like I think a part of it is like self-expression is like I
Mm.
believe I'm like I love all these bodies, but like why can't I love mine the same way? So I think pushing myself to do that and like seeing myself in this light, it helps me to be like, you know what? No, my like I love all these other bodies and I have appreciation for them, so like why can't I do the same for myself? Um and I just enjoy it. It's just fun. It's like any art form in my opinion where it's just a freedom to express yourself in whatever way you want to express yourself and this is one of the ways that I chose to do it.
Hmm.
I was it hard to overcome? Uh I don't see it as too different as putting yourself out there online like your face being here. So in that sense, no. There hasn't been kickback in any of my friendships that I know of. No one said anything to me that has been like, "Whoa, you think that?"
Hmm.
Everyone who finds out they're either like really low key about it or they're like, "Hey, I saw you started doing this, like good for you." And the only kickback has been with my family when they found out and that was a huge mess, but
What did they do or say?
they like sat me down. Someone basically
They
told on me
sat you down.
and
Oh
I
my
still don't
god.
know who to this day. It was garbage. Someone like outed me. They were like, I th- I think it was a family member who messaged my parents and they were like, "Oh,
So
did you know
fucking
Mel's
garbage.
doing this on online?" Yeah, and then so they were like, "Mel, do you have a moment to talk?" And they didn't tell me what it was about, and then so
Oh
they literally
fuck.
sat me down and then bombarded me with like all this bullshit. It was crazy. At one point they were like, "We're going to disown you." And I'm just like, "Okay, well fucking do it then. I know you're not." Like what the fuck? I don't know who the snitch was, Jade, to this day. I only have one theory, but I don't know. Has it been good for my mental health? I think it's like any social media platform. If you read into everything too much, then you get the good and the bad. Like, you get the good and the bad everywhere. You know what I mean? But don't take yourself too seriously, right? Like, I don't take myself too seriously, and I feel like the only way you're gonna hurt yourself is if you take yourself too seriously and then you're let down by your expectations or something like that. I think it's been good for my mental health because of these still frames of my life in different mental and physical states that I can kind of remember because, like, it was around, this holiday or whatnot. And I can look back and be like, you know what, I still have appreciation for my body or this time that I lived through. So I think it's been a cool journey. Thank you for the questions, Cypress.
We stand sex workers here, for the record, in case anyone didn't know. Like, being comfortable with your body, yeah, I think that should be the fucking default. Like, it's your body. Like, don't be embarrassed. Everyone has a body. You got to deal with it. Even if you have like dysphoria about your body, you still got to deal with it, and you still got to like take care of it. You know, like you can hate your body all you want, but it's still yours. And it's still yours to take care of. It's your responsibility. You only get one. You only get one body, so do what you can for it. You know. I know stress stars was a thing, but that really resonated with a lot of my not healthy actions throughout college. Yeah, it wasn't me trying to gain control. I just didn't have body issues. I didn't have body issues. I was just so stressed out. I felt that eating was a waste of time. Other things that need to be done. Yeah, I had the opposite problem where I stressed ate. Like, instead of doing my work, I just went to the cafeteria and just nom 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 nom. So I gained a lot of weight in Drexel. You're fine, Cypress. Don't worry about it. I appreciate it, but, we can talk openly about it. Yeah.
Yeah, as Cypress said, you can't always blame the person because sometimes it's the culture they're raised with and it binds them.
It's an
But, like,
interesting point, but I am going to disagree because I think the availability of information out there is enough so that if someone, I understand that there might be like a point where a culture is going to clash with some other like ideal that someone else has, and they're going to be like, oh, whoa, wait, what? Like, I'm in the wrong here, and sure, there might be pushback in that way in the defensive in that moment, but I think there's enough information out there that someone could reasonably educate themselves. Like, obviously not on absolutely everything, but on some basic stuff, just IMO. I don't know. What do you think?
Cypress said, oh no, I agree entirely that, like, yeah, sure, their culture and the way they were raised and like the country they were born in or like whatever they were taught, the traditions growing up, that's fine. That's fine. But like there comes a certain part in your life where you have to take responsibility for the way that you are. And there's only so many years that you have to blame it on your parents, to blame it on the way that you were raised,
I
to
think
blame it on
more
the
than,
culture or like whatever it
yeah,
is.
absolutely. I think also more than that, I think you have to take responsibility for the people that you hurt. Because that really pisses me off when, someone just keeps hurting someone else with something that they believe, but never really take that time to take responsibility in a way. They never take responsibility to say, like, okay, I did hurt you. Why am I hurting you? What is it about that the way I think or like the way I was raised is wrong? Like, what's going on here? Yeah, you can do your own research. Okay, so Furry was agreeing with us. I think you're thinking too American. Maybe. There are many cultures that surpass knowledge.
She thinks that
Some
country and
people don't
culture
get
play a
access to knowledge
huge
as freely as
part.
some other world does. That's fair enough. Access to internet isn't necessarily universal, but I feel like if I'm having a discussion with someone, it's most likely going to be online, so they do have access to that internet, to that, knowledge. But I understand, like, if someone like moved to the US or something and brought, the home country knowledge kind of thing, that's all fine and good, but I think they also learn pretty quickly, like, hey, if, usually it's in a college situation, and in colleges, you have access to the internet. Like, I don't know. I think at a certain age, a certain point in your life, there isn't an excuse, especially if you're engaging those kind of discussions, and especially those discussions are being engaged online. So there is access to that knowledge.
So I agree with, I know I said a point before that was basically in agreement with you. But I
Yeah.
think Dawn and Cypress have a point as well that
Hmm.
country and culture do play a huge part.
Yeah.
Because like Cypress said, like we are speaking from a place of privilege right now
Yeah,
because
you're
we
true.
have internet, we have Wi-Fi, we have libraries everywhere or internet cafes where we can look up anything
Hmm.
every time. Not everybody has that.
Right.
There's
Fair
many
enough.
cultures where they don't have access to the knowledge as freely as some of the world does. Like Cypress
Yeah.
said, like some people literally have to go to a
That
library
too.
to have access to internet, to have access to a computer,
Yeah.
and maybe that's not their priority. Maybe it is to go to school and everything's
Yeah.
done by the book, you know?
Yeah. And that's the other thing that I wasn't really considering as well, which is that people's cultures are way more embedded in their identities in other parts of the world than they are here in America. Yeah. Yeah, no, I big agree. I don't think I'm thinking too American at all. I was born and raised in a highly conservative household. I'm just a very religious country. What I'm influenced by is who I'm growing up around. Right.
Mm. But Dawn, that wasn't at you. You were not thinking too American. That was Cypress's comment to Waba.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
I
I
get
agree with
that.
that since Dawn, people's cultures are way more embedded in their identities in other parts of the world than here in America. But yeah, my view of it is like you can only be sheltered for so long, and I get that resources in other areas of the world might differ, but you know, if you were a bully, like it's time for you to check yourself at some point, right? Like you can be a
Hmm.
bully or you could choose to not be a bully with or without the internet. I don't think that really makes a difference. I don't know. It's just treating people nicely.
Unfortunately, yeah. Sorry, go on.
And like and entitledness as well and like ignorance. It's like you can seek out the knowledge for yourself. Some people just have more limited resources.
Here's another thing I just thought of about how I'm wrong or how I'm like slightly off with my thinking here. Because I like being wrong because it means I get to learn something, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, I just thought about, here's the unfortunate thing is that, I could just choose not to interact with that person. And then that person will most likely not learn because it is not their prerogative, to learn.
Hmm.
In grouping, out grouping is going to happen naturally anyway. Um, and I can accelerate that process by just being like, all right, I'm not going to engage with you ever. And I'm just going to shut you out of my life. And I'm not even going to attempt to educate, you know? And to be fair, I don't have you know, I don't have a obligation to educate slash, it's not my job slash, I don't have to slash maybe they don't want to be, you know? Um, so unfortunately, ignorance can continue to breed itself if we don't engage conversations in the same breath. I'll still say, you don't have to engage those conversations if you're not prepared to engage and educate those people. So
Yeah.
it goes
Hmm.
kind of both ways with in grouping. So I think culture and upbringing brings a huge role, but there's also self responsibility, learn experience beyond said culture and upbringing. Except there only is if we're going to think in a completely conservative way, there's only that responsibility if you're going to be actually held responsible to learn and experience beyond your said culture and upbringing. Like if you grow up in a certain part of the world and that's all you ever know and that's all you ever have to know, you know, I can't reasonably expect you to know everything about my culture and my beliefs and all this and other thing. My wife is Chinese and lived in China for 32 years. She opened my eyes a lot to culture differences. Like I offered to have her kids have her family's last
Last name.
name, sorry, family's last name rather than mine, and I have no connection. That was a huge no-no in Chinese culture. Oh, really? Okay.
I like what Ribbon said. I think culture and upbringing
Yeah.
play a huge role, but there's also self-responsibility to learn and experience beyond said culture and upbringing. The chapter of the book that I'm reading right now for my mental health Mondays, we talked a little bit about that too. How much travel will open your eyes to different perspective, and that's a lot of what I try to do here. Well, with my stream rather, is just to gain a little bit of perspective every day because we
Hmm.
have collected people from all around the world in our community, not just from Canada, not just from America, but like places in Europe and the Netherlands and Australia and New Zealand and everywhere. And it's really cool to like just learn a little bit and to broaden our perspectives because that's how we gain understanding. And I think the world would be a lot better place if everyone just showed a little more compassion, a little more patience, and a little more like openness to just change and things that are different from your normal, which is you only know what you know, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, again, what's the incentive for people to become not ignorant, unfortunately, is sometimes how I have to think about it.
Ew, yeah, they're like, I don't have a reason enough, I guess, to change.
Mm-hmm. Again, it's that
Which
position
is
of
so
privilege.
garbage. Yeah. It's like I don't have to. It doesn't affect me, so I don't have to. And we need less of that. We need less of that and more people actually doing stuff. They're like, oh, what do I get out of recycling? I don't know. Maybe your grandson will have a planet to live on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It does have to come from
I think the point
within.
is, in their sense, and there probably shouldn't be an incentive. No, there definitely shouldn't be. Listen, there definitely shouldn't be an incentives. But that's how people are gonna think, though. is why do I have to like learn about LGBT or gender or whatever? People are going to just get fucking buckle down in their
Mm,
ignorance and just be like, well, I don't have to.
mm.
Just how like a lot of white people would be like, well, I don't care and all lives matter and blah blah, and like they won't even fucking hear the explanation of why
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Or like
It's all
why
the
all cops are
same.
bad.
Yeah, or
Because
ACAB,
the
yeah,
system
shit.
is bad,
Cops are
not
bad.
because,
Yeah, it's because
yeah.
the fucking
And it's just like
because the
you don't
system
want to
bad,
hear
not
it out.
because your Uncle Paul, who's like a cop and saved all these people's lives and
Wow,
had
nice.
only
Uncle
positive
Paul.
interactions with his community.
Yeah.
No, like I'm not talking about your fucking Uncle Paul. I'm talking about the whole system is fucking stinky, and how
Hmm.
Uncle Paul didn't fucking rat on his friends either. Like you participate, you're part of it.
Yeah, they've been
Anyway.
using
That's the
they
other thing
they
too, is like if you don't know the language. That's actually a good point.
they them has been used for old English, but it's okay. Yeah. So,
Sorry, I have to catch up with Ribbon and stuff here. The self-responsibility is on the shoulder of the individual, and whether or not they take that responsibility outside what they know is also on their shoulders. Yeah, absolutely. I do agree with that.
that's what people don't get. Is they're like they're
Thank
so
you, Wolf, for correcting.
everyone is lazy inherently, and
Yeah.
everybody's looking for a quick and easy, which there isn't always a quick and easy for everything, solution to like all their problems. So they're just like, oh, I have these, but it's on you. These are my problems, but it's on you to solve them. You hold my load, you do this stuff for me, and I will just like I will just be me. You do this stuff for me, and they're like, so I don't want to learn. Someone like they should. I don't even think they have this mindset of like it should be taught in school, which is pretty like it should be like
Mm-hmm.
all this stuff should be taught in school, but
Absolutely.
it's not. And like even just regular like sex education is fucking trash
Good
in
lord,
most
yeah.
public schools. So like how are they going to teach
Yeah.
about all the umbrella that is LGBTQ plus? They don't. You have to like it's reliant on the students
Oh
to
my
be
god.
active in their community at a school to form I'm not even kidding. It's like to
Oh
form
my
clubs
god.
like the Gay Straight Alliance or
Yep. Mm-hmm.
LGBTQ plus communities and stuff like that. And then they have to get a teacher to sign off on it, and then
Yep.
they have to like do it in between hours, like at lunchtime or after school. And
Yep.
it's bizarre to me that it's been like 100 years or whatever, and the system has not changed or gotten any better.
Yep.
I just didn't know what you were talking about because we were
God.
talking
I don't
about how
know.
money we need
Skip.
respectful to the guest and Waba. Oh, definitely. Whenever someone says that anything should just be taught by the parents, I just scream internally.
Yeah, because
I
like the
mean,
parents want to teach.
God, it's just a lot. It's just a lot. The whole thing needs to be thrown away.
Yeah, just
Mhm.
fucking just redo the whole fucking shit, honestly. Because like I guess I had like more okayish sex education, and I was very lucky that my mother was just like, you can ask me any question about sex, like I will fucking tell you, what you want to, whatever you want to know. Like this is how babies are made, this is what happens, this is what a vagina is, whatever, all that stuff. Ooh, thank you for pointing that out. Actually, hello, Frankie.
Oftentimes, it just seems that people are looking for a place to belong. So they fit into a religious, political, or other groups, and then they mold to generate ideas that these groups share in order to fit in. Yeah, absolutely. And I literally just read about this today, thus allowing these larger ideas to corrupt their viewpoints and place judgment on other ideas that don't fit in with their own. They just don't like what's different than what they're used to. And it's just like, well, have you tried the different thing? Like you don't know if an ice cube in your milk and cereal is gonna be revolutionary and change your whole cereal game, or you don't know if pineapple on pizza is actually shit, or maybe a better example, banana on pizza or something weirder. Because like you haven't tried, and like I'm very much a try anything at least once type person, and very much a try it before you knock it type person. And it just I'm not saying, oh, try try dick to see if you like dick, but like if you know, you know. But if someone's opinion is different from yours, it doesn't mean is reason to like fight or hate or start wars
Hmm.
over. And I feel like literally all the wars that have happened are just from misunderstanding and like terrible communication skills.
I big agree. I big fucking agree. Yeah. Um, God, ugh. I could go on a rant about like how people don't fucking communicate properly as well, because
Mm,
good lord, I mean, this is the problem with communication always, is that there's a sender, there's a receiver, but then there's noise, right? That's like the
mhm.
agreed upon model of how communication works, right?
Yes.
Um, and if there's so much noise that there's no like mutual understanding, or there's no like shared language or whatever, you know.
Hmm. Hmm. Should we do an educational segment?
What?
um
Yes, I'm sorry.
Software says, what do you think about anyone creating any pronoun they want? Like, that's the issue. Where is the line? We can't have just hundreds of them.
Uh, yeah, we can. I mean, I understand functionally speaking that you want definitive. Okay, I actually had an interesting discussion with someone on Omegle about this. Um, which is like, I get it. Like, you want more universal terms so people can learn and understand, but I think people can learn about they them. People can learn about neopronouns, and that's where neopronouns come in. People can have their own unique stuff, and that's really what it comes from, is like someone just wants to express themselves. And if someone wants to express themselves in a way and it's not hurting anyone else, let them do it. Why not?
Yes.
Like, there's I don't see anything wrong with that. I know that some people see that as something that's like a functionally like annoying thing with like language and stuff, but that's the thing with language. Language constantly evolves. Words constantly evolve their meaning as well. Like, different words throughout their history of their usage have always changed. Again, boy, girl, thinking back in the talk when we were talking about that.
If you think of it as a spectrum, which it is, gender is a
Yeah.
spectrum, just like light is a spectrum, but there's only a small amount of colors that we can see, right? Red through purple, the spectrum, the visible light spectrum. You can be any color within this spectrum, red through purple, ultraviolet, like whatever. We can't see it, or you can be blue green, you can be orange red, like you can be yellow orange. Like there's all these different things, and gender is kind of like that, where it's a spectrum, and you can be anything. You can be a boy one day, you can be a girl one day, you can be half boy, half girl one
Yeah.
day if you want to, or you can be neither, because we don't know. We don't know the whole spectrum. It could be anywhere on it or around it, or just with it in the back of your mind. I'm all
And
the colors. You know what I mean?
here's the other thing with gender and sexuality expression as well, is that it can be affected by other things too. This is actually a really great point to make. Something I learned about very recently. I'm probably going to get the term wrong, so I'm not even going to say it. But there's a certain sexuality that basically defines, sexuality in terms of having autism and being autistic. Which is to say that your sexuality is so intertwined with your experience of being autistic that it kind of like has formed its own sexuality in a way. And I think Jeffrey in the chat was also like, yeah, actually that kind of does make sense of like, yeah, my sexuality is affected um by being autistic, and I completely agree with it as well for myself. I don't identify with that term because it's very new to me, so I'm not sure about usage, but you know it's just very interesting to think about it. But it's affected more than just by being autistic. Sexuality can also be affected by your culture. It can be affected by uh, yeah. I mean, culture kind of fucking covers everything. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Just like
there we
how
go.
your family talks at home. So like the
Mm-hmm.
way my dad, for example, talks, he's not homophobic, but it's just like I just haven't come out because of like the way they talk. It's just the culture prevents it, you know?
I can share the term if I can pull up a Chrome tab real quick. Yes.
Yeah, so software, that's what it is basically, is that it's a spectrum, and just like we can't see
I found it.
all the different colors in existence. Like there's some animals that can see more colors than we can off the tiny visible spectrum of light that we can see. I think it's the same thing with gender, where it's just like we have only reached the tip of the iceberg and we don't even know like all of the things that lay down below. And there's some like hateful and destructiveness, but there's also power to be gained in coming up with or choosing our own gender or titles or whatever we want to call it. Like there's those jokes going around where they're like, oh yeah, well, I identify as an Apache helicopter, right? Right? And it's bullying. It's not satire, it's not funny, it's not like, when you're using humor, it should be not to put
Good
down
question.
the groups that are marginal and already having a hard time, you know? But there is some power to be taken back, just like when you take back, like if women own the term bitch, it's not a bad word anymore. You know what I mean? Like she's a
Mm-hmm.
badass bitch.
Mm-hmm.
She's not a, she's not a crazy bitch or whatever. Or owning those names as well. So like for example, my also my agender friend, they also stream, they have a redeem on their stream, and it's called add a gender, take a gender. And it's hilarious because they are taking this back, where like, people used to bully and say, oh well, if you can be a girl even though you weren't born a girl, then I can be a helicopter, right? No, because they're taking back the power and saying, you know what, make your own gender, because it really doesn't matter, it could be anything, and we're doing it with love and we're creating something new. So they have all these silly genders like Bob's mustache and third shelf, just stuff like that, where it's like, okay, this is you now and this is your identity, right? But we can't all be expected to name every color in the
I
360
address. I'm gonna
oh,
address it out loud as well, which is
looking
like,
at the
yeah,
color.
for sure. We can't expect to memorize every gender under the sun, but we can definitely be expected to just respect someone, whatever pronouns they wish to use. You just ask them like, hey, what are your pronouns? And be like,
Hmm.
hey, these are my pronouns. And be like, all right, cool, thanks.
Yeah.
You know. I'm answering this in reverse order as well.
Okay.
How is autism and sexuality correlated? Also, Jade, I shared the term. It is autisexual, and I shared a link.
Ooh. Oh,
So
interesting.
autism and sexuality correlated because being autistic. So what is? Let's define autism. Come back in April, by the way, for guests who are autistic to talk on autism. But being autistic means the way that you literally are experiencing the world, like literally the filter that you are looking at the world at, is drastically different from someone who is allo. Sorry, is allo not the right term? Maybe it is. Someone who's not autistic, basically. Alloistic, yes, I think that is the correct term.
Yeah.
So because autism at its core, being autistic is a neurological
Neurological.
disorder,
Yeah.
say so to
Mhm.
speak. Also true, Ribbon.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so when you experience the world in this different way, you process things in a different way. Especially, that's kind of what it is with autism, is that you process shit differently. Like I kind of take things at absolute face value. So I might not understand something right away, and I might ask a lot of follow-up questions. I've gotten a lot better with this, but I myself also, I mean, you can literally hear in my voice, I'm sure, I'm pretty blunt with my affect. I know I am. I try to over-express myself to make, wacky voices, which is kind of why I've gone into voice acting a little bit, because it's part of me masking and being able to have a conversation that seems like I'm emoting correctly, you know?
Mhm.
But anyway, so imagine having that as a condition, um, and then it's like you add sex on top of that. It's like, whoa, like sex is a lot of things. It's a lot of stimuli that you're trying to process at once, including your own stimuli, like your own, like, you know, getting in the mood, all that stuff. It's very weird for me, for sure. It's probably not typical, I feel. Like, I don't get horny, but I still fuck, I guess. I don't know. Like, it's hard to explain without being autistic. It's hard to understand necessarily. But basically, it's like, say instead of like seeing the world for what it is, you saw the world and completely exactly what it was presented in, instead of reading in between the lines just innately, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot.
But yeah.
There's a lot of stuff happening in chat, but yeah.
No, that's fine.
That's really cool to talk
I'm
about.
caught up
Thanks
with
for
chat
sharing that.
entirely. I find it easier to learn when I listen. Talk too much. Yep, absolutely.
That's cool.
Yep, you're good. You're good. You're all beautiful people. Thank you for being here, by the way, everyone. I just want to say that. Thank you for sitting here and having this discussion with us, because this is what we do every Monday, is we have a discussion. And I like it when people have interesting questions for the guest.
Yeah, and if you came from my stream, I know we already did like a slightly shorter stream than usual, but thanks for listening to me talk for a bunch and then sticking around for more if you did stay.
Yeah. Melmo, you said you have to go. If you want to just wrap it up here.
Yeah. Okay.
This has been Melmo. Melmo, reintroduce yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Melmo. MelmoPlays on Twitch. I am a variety streamer. I stream to spread a message of love and positivity and kindness. I love you too, Jade. I like to advocate for mental health, and I also do Mental Health Mondays on my channel. So that's why I started my stream later so that I could finish at the right time to join you guys for Waba's weekly Mental Health Monday as well. On my Mental Health Monday, I like to read self-help books. We are finishing the current book next Monday. It's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. But I do it all. When I
Love
say
that.
variety, I do mean variety. Thank you. It's such a good book. Have you read it?
I have not read the book. I'm
You
sorry.
should check it out.
But
No, it's okay.
I just
It's okay.
agreed that you're an awesome,
All
epic
right. I'll whisper
variety
you to sleep
streamer.
any day, Dawn. Any day. So when I say variety, I do mean variety. Although I like to advocate for mental health, and you can, there's a vent channel in my Discord. We have community nights on Fridays or Saturdays. I do, I don't know, play a fuck ton of games, Riot games, getting over it. I just started playing Subnautica, so that's what I'm playing through right now. I think, yeah, we do party games, we do Jackbox, we do community stuff, and I do a lot of solo games. I also cook, I also sing, read, we do it all.
Hell yeah. And you can find Melmo's links in the description below.
Thank
YouTube.
you.
All right, everyone say goodbye to YouTube. We're going to play the outro video, and I'll see you on the other side, all right?
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Oh, yeah,
Bye.
yeah,
Thanks
yeah.
for joining us today, guys.
Bye,
If you came with us in the raid, thanks for sticking around. I do appreciate you
Yes.
guys, and you get a little extra bit of, I guess, Melmo time, but with friends.
Melmo time. Yes.
Bye. Lovely to meet
Right.
you guys too. Ribbon. I know I've
Bye.
met Jeffrey before.
Yes.
Hello. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for sticking around, DM. Goodbye.
Health Monday. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to give the video a like, put a comment down below, and share it with a friend. If you want to catch it live, feel free to follow us on Twitch. The link is in the description below. As always, mental health is an open and ongoing discussion, so feel free to say hello and then, come talk with us about mental health. I love the topic, always talk about it. It's a chill atmosphere, it's a safe space. Sometimes we get a little chaos and chaotic, but it's still a safe space all the same. If you also enjoyed the guests and what they had to say, you can check out their content as well. I put their Twitch links in the description below. As for the rest of my socials, they're also down there. Twitter, Instagram, and the Discord if you want to join. As always, take care of yourself, do some self-care today, and be well. I'll see you next time.